What's going on, y'all? This is Mike Brown, and I just wanted to welcome y'all to this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. While I have your attention, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, leave a comment. Let people know what you think. Let me know what you think. I love to hear from y'all. You know, we got a phone line now. We also have a new segment called Ask Me a Question. So if you ever want to, just engage in some conversation on the show, send me a question. I'll respond to it. If I have a guest on the show, they'll respond to it as well. But enjoy the show. Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Coming to you live from El Paso. I'm on a layover in El Paso. I never left the airport, but I'm here. And yeah, man, I'm just leaving Houston. But before we get too into everything, I just wanted to say rest in peace to DJ Wap. I had the opportunity to get to know DJ Wap when I moved back to Houston, and I was doing some promotions for his artist at the time, who was The Show. Shout out The Show. But just in that time, I was able to just build a connection with him and build a relationship with him. And he just is probably one of the most genuine people that I've ever met in my life. He was a legend, but, you know, he treated everybody the same. He looked out for everybody. In my time of knowing him, he was a superstar to me. I remember being with DJ Wap and, Bun B driving past us. We were at Trey Day and we were waiting to go in. Bun B drove past. Bun B came back just to speak to DJ Wap. And that was really my first time, just being anywhere with him. So to see Bun B, somebody that I, idolized growing up, double back just to show love like that said a lot to me. And I remember when Manny Fresh was doing some music in LA at the Red Bull studio when I moved to LA, and DJ Wap gave me that call like, hey, we in LA, come through. And I got to see Manny in action working, and that wasn't the first time, because anytime they were doing something in Houston, I always got the invite to just come through. DJ Wap, you will be missed, and I appreciate everything that you did for me. I appreciate you always answering the phone anytime I call, answering any question I ever had. I appreciate that.
Excuse me. It's James Woods, aka That Yoga Dude, with Feel Free to Feel Free. Yawning, stretching, tired, sleepy, feeling like the day has given me more than I can take at times, meaning I need a break, and I'm going to give it to myself. Each and every breath is permission for my body to relax. I deserve to have peace. I deserve to have calm. I deserve rest. I've done enough. I have achieved enough. I am enough. And I deserve and am entitled to and I'm supposed to have rest. So let's just take 3 deep breaths to let our mind and our bodies and our spirits just rest exactly where it is. Softening the shoulders and relaxing any tension in the jaws. The muscles, the bones, the ligaments, the tendons, and the emotions all find rest in breath. Letting our thoughts, our beliefs, our hopes, our visions, our dreams attach to the inhales and exhales and be carried away to a restful place. On a count of 3, we relax. For 1, we release. 2, and we let go. 3, take a deep inhale. And a long, slow exhale. Deep inhale here, breathe in. And a long, slow exhale. One more deep breath, breathing in. And relax, release, and rest. And as always, feel free to feel free. And namaste. Peace.
But yeah, I wanted to give y'all a new episode today. I had 2 episodes in the can, and they still gonna come out episode with 2 of my favorite podcasts that I enjoy both listening to and being a guest. Those will be out next month. I was gonna say later this month, but we got like 2 episodes for this month. But man, school is done. School is done. I had my last official day of having a job last Friday. And when I tell you, I felt such a weight lifted off of me. I didn't realize how stressed I was till the last day of work. And actually I did realize it because these last 3 weeks, probably the last month, I've been stressed out. And that stress was manifesting in my physical body. I've talked about having IBS on here a few times, and my stomach was trash for weeks. And I was trying to push through it as much as I could. That's why we didn't have 2 episodes here, because physically I just couldn't do it. You know, I called out most of the last week of work just because I couldn't move, you know. And when I think about it, I think about what was I stressing? What was, you know, getting my mind just so blocked like that? And, you know, it was multiple things. It was, you know, the ending of school, the letting my students know that I was leaving. Like, the kids were so emotional that I did feel guilt. I did feel some guilt in leaving because, man, it hurt to see kids cry, especially over me, you know. So that was getting to me. That fear of what's next, you know. I've talked about that a couple of times, and just that unknown, it was so scary to me. And then on top of that, like I said, having the physical form of the anxiety and the stress being on me, then I started stressing that. And it was a lot. It was too much. And, you know, just being aware of it today, I'm recognizing that I do need to take more care of myself and managing and maintaining my stress. You know, I do a pretty good job for the most part, but I think there can be times where I just get caught up in the flow of life and forget to take care of myself. And this was one of those times, and, you know, I felt the effects of it. But now that school is over, my body feels different. My mind feels different. You know, all those stresses that were there sort of disappeared. And if I can be so honest and so truthful, you know, now that I'm not working, I would say one of those things that really helped me in all of this was a shroom trip. Yeah, I took a shroom trip, and it enlightened me so much. And at the end of it, I really just realized, like, I'm going to be okay. You know, no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, you know, it's all on me. And something about that brings me a lot of peace, knowing that I am living this life on my own terms. You know, there have been people that made me feel bad about quitting my job. Like I shouldn't be doing it and shit like that. And, you know, those projections, they kind of affected me as well. But the thing I know is that a job will always be there. Those students are going to move past me. You know, if I stayed teaching the same grades I was teaching, at some point they were going to move past what I was doing. You know, the natural flow of life was just going to happen. So, you know, for me to step out right now when my flow felt disconnected from that and connected to something else, it just feels right. It feels right. And to know that I'm doing this, and granted, there may be fear there, but pushing through that fear, you know, I don't know if fear ever goes away, but to push through that shit, you know, I'm really inspiring myself right now. And I came out to Houston for a second. And really, before I go to Houston, you know, I would love to shout out just all of my not former coworkers, you know, we could say former, but I would love to shout out all of my former coworkers and you know, the parents from my school, and even the kids, man. So many people just poured into me, and that let me know that I got this shit. You know, I got this shit. I see how I poured into my community while I was there, and to receive it back felt amazing. I cried a lot the last couple of days of school, the last 2 days. You know, the last day with the students, I cried just because I was like, man, this is it. This is officially it. And that very last day, we had a breakfast, and I got pretty emotional just because it really solidified that this was the end of an era for me, or as my friend would say, it was the end of the season, and we start a new season. And, you know, I'm embracing all that life has coming to me and for me. But back to Houston, man, just the amount of love that I got being in the city, just again being poured into by just so many people, family, friends, you know, people I hadn't seen in a long time, like people just letting me know how proud of me they are, and, you know, just to keep going. And it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling to know that, yes, I do believe in myself, but to know that other people believe in me as well is just strengthening me, you know. And man, I wouldn't trade this life for nothing in the world, man. I wouldn't trade this life for nothing in the world. Like, even when it feels hard, it's mine. And it's exciting. It's exciting. It can be challenging at times, but it's exciting just because everything I say I want, I get it. Everything I say I want to do, I do it. And it may not be immediate, but, you know, a lot of times these, I don't know what you would call them, these prophecies that I have for myself, they just come to fruition, you know. And even this phase of my life, like, I feel like I'm coming on the other side of discomfort. You know, every time I get comfortable, I get uncomfortable. And when I get uncomfortable, I find comfort again. And it just seems like this cycle is happening again. But now that school is over, you know, I'm on the other side of it. And just giving myself some time to take a break right now. If I was in school and I was going back to school, the summertime would be my break time. So that's what I'm treating this time as. And, you know, I know I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to some work because I'm really excited. Like, I'm super excited to just embrace some of the opportunities that have just naturally came to me. When I tell you, you know, people love me. people love me, and people, you know, I see that people were placed in my life for a reason. And man, I'm so thankful for just, you know, what I've been receiving from that, you know, just from what I've been putting out in the world and getting it back. One of my friends told me, you know, because I taught and, you know, really moved with love while teaching, that's why I'm getting so much love back, and I feel it, and, you know, I'm appreciative of it. But this is where we at in the journey, y'all. I don't know what's next. I do know what's next, but to the level, I don't know. But I'm happy to have y'all on this journey with me, and you know, see where we could take this. And I say we because, you know, this podcast at this point, man, it has no value without y'all. You know, I love to come on here and share what I got to say, what I feel and all that. But at the same time, man, y'all keep me going. So I really do appreciate y'all listening. And, you know, we're going to do big things. We're going to do big things, not just with this podcast, but all of us in our lives. If you're listening to this, we're going to do amazing things because it's just what we destined for, you know. But that's all I got today. I'm just kind of getting back in the swing of recording. You know, I hadn't recorded in probably a month because I recorded 2 episodes early in the month. And then like I said, I took a little break just for health reasons, but we back, and I got some really dope guests coming up on the show, and yeah, man, y'all manifest that Pharrell conversation for me. I would love to have Pharrell on here for the 5th anniversary. But that's all I got. I ain't got no more. I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for being here. This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Peace. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let other people know what you think. Also, if you want to further support the show, you know, you can share it with your loved ones. You can send a question in because I love to hear from y'all. Also, you can subscribe to the Patreon. You know, it's a lot of exclusive stuff that's going on over there. Also, we got merch. I put a book out earlier this year. It's all kind of ways to support, but whatever way you do, even if it's just listening to the show, I appreciate you so much. It's The Art of Letting Go.